Hello there, hi team. Well, hello and good evening from the Twickenham Stoop for this evening's Women's Six Nations match between England and Wales. There are just two places between the two sides in the Six Nations table. Wales are currently in fifth, England are in third. Wales without a win yet in this year's competition. England, who are looking for their third victory to try and keep in touch with France at the top of the table. But of course, there's a little bit more to play for because it is World Cup year. August will see the teams travel to France for the World Cup over there. So there's plenty of opportunity to play for places, and let's hear what the coaches had to say when they arrived a few moments ago. Well, Rhys Edwards, thanks for joining me. Big match this evening. How are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely. All these encounters are always good games, you know, and last year was a close one as well. So, unfortunately, we haven't had quite the best start we expected, but we're looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, seeking your first win in this year's competition, but you bring in Fionn Bowen. So, why was that change made?
Yeah, big thing for us this year is his performance. Going into the World Cup year and an opportunity to see other players at this level. And I think we've capped 5 players altogether this year so far. So it's a chance for Fionn, who's already been capped, to come in. She's got a bit of speed about her and no fear as well. So it's a great opportunity for her to show what she can do.
Just 4 points in this fixture in Wales last year, so we could be in for a tight affair. I know Gary Street will certainly be wanting to see his England girls express themselves. Where do you see the game being won and lost?
I say for us is that performance, and we had a big focus on our defence, and we've showed that we can stop teams playing. So from our point of view, that's sort of the same intent. If we can stop England playing and then get our game into action, then we should get some points on the board, where we've probably been struggling in the first couple of games. I know the type of game England want to play with, obviously it's important that we do stop that. But if anything from last year to go by, then I think it should be a good game.
Excellent. Best of luck.
No problem. Thank you.
Well, Gary Street, here we are, England against Wales. It's a good old rivalry.
Yeah, it is. Really looking forward to it. Cracking conditions for us, under floodlights, special game.
I know that some of the players in the warm-up certainly yesterday were reminded of occasions here at the Stoop before, so we are in World Cup year. Does that add a bit of spice to this occasion? Yeah,
always. But we came in the autumn, had a great win against Canada, so my last outing here was quite a good one, so I'm going to stick with that one.
You've not made a raft of changes. You're obviously looking for a little bit more consistency.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one for tinkering, aren't I, as everyone knows. But yeah, we are getting close to the World Cup now. Needed a bit of stability, and hopefully we'll see the 8 shot of that today.
What do you expect from the Welsh, and where do you hope you guys will come out on top?
Very physical. They'll be up for it. There'll be lots of the old sort of Welsh English stuff and that. We've got to ignore that. We want to play a quick game. We want to move it away from contact quickly and score some points. So less time on the floor, the better.
Just 4 points in this fixture last year. You expecting it to be as tight this year?
No. No. Well, if we play well, we know we're matched for anybody. So I'm really hoping that we can get at them, play to our potential. I'm sure we'll get a good result.
Best of luck.
Thanks, Nick.
So the stage is set then. Rhys Edwards hopeful that the introduction of Fionn Bowen can set Wales off in attacking fashion. Gary Street expecting some of the reliable faces in his squad to deliver. Both of them aware, of course, that it's World Cup year, so perhaps a little bit of added spice as the sides look ahead to that. And mentioning the World Cup was a suitable moment for me to bring in my co-commentator this evening, Richmond and England, because she played in the Rugby World Cup final right here at the Stoop in 2010. Amy Turner, good evening.
Hello Nick, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Yeah, good, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good game, good atmosphere.
So a little update on yourself, out of the game at the moment, bit of knee rehab I understand.
Yep, just coming back from knee surgery in April, so I'm hoping to be fit and playing in the next couple of months. So
World Cup a little too soon for you in August then?
Who knows? Never say never, Nick. Never say never.
That's the spirit. Well, as we have some of the girls coming out to give us the guard of honour, let's go through the teams for this one. For England then, they make 3 changes, as Gary Street mentioned, not tinkering so much for this one. In the forwards, Marley Packer is in for Hannah Gallagher, and Tamara Taylor takes over from Jo McGilchrist in the second row. And at scrum half, Latoya Mason gets the nod ahead of Natasha Hunt, although all those players replaced feature on the bench, of course. It's a special mention also for 32-year-old Rocky Clark, earning her 90th cap this evening. What an achievement it is for her. Let's just have a look at Wales then. As we heard Rhys Edwards say a few moments ago, it's just the one change. Fionn Bowen coming into the side on the right wing, but there is a positional shift in the back row. Skipper Rachel Taylor moving from her usual position of number 8 into the second row. Perhaps an apt Nick Easter-esque move, given that this match here is at the home of Harlequins. That move allows Cardiff's Nia Davis to move into the flank with Shawned Harris at 8, a move no doubt to nullify the physical threat of Maggie Alfonsi and Sarah Hunter on England's back row, and that's certainly an area, Amy, where England will look no doubt to capitalise.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rachel Taylor for Wales going in at 4. I think England will try and utilise that and maybe capitalise or try and getting over gain line past Cyaned.
So let's just have a look at the replacements as well. And there we go, plenty of experience on the England bench there, really. And we have the debutant Natasha Brennan playing number 23. She'll be looking to get her first impact onto the game, and well, she's really come through the ranks of the sevens side of the game, and Amy, she'll be looking to get an opportunity tonight if England go well.
Yeah, absolutely. She's just come back from Brazil and Atlanta with the sevens, so she'll be very excited that she'll be having the opportunity to play in the Six Nations, and I think she'll want to prove her worth tonight.
So we could just have a look at some of the key players who'll be taking part in this afternoon's match and this evening's match, and that is Fionn Bowen there. We've got the 23-year-old who has got 1 cap, just her 2nd cap this evening, and well, Amy, I think Wales are hoping that she can provide them with more of the finisher's edge.
Yeah, she's an exciting runner, she's a strong girl, and I think she'll be looking to again utilise her opportunity to make an impact in this game.
And then skipper Rachel Taylor, who we know is just moved into the 2nd row, and normally a number 8. So how easy do you think it is to adapt from 8 to the 2nd row?
I think it's incredibly easy. Rebecca Essex playing for England is also a number 8 at club, so internationally 4 and 8s can be quite similar, and it'll be good to see what Taylor can do around the pitch. She's very mobile, very natural on ball, and it's going to be a really good competition between her and Essex.
Yes, Rachel Taylor will be packing down next to Shona Powell-Hughes in the 2nd row, and we can have a little look at Ellen Evans, who is there. She's going to be playing fullback, and it's a 3rd positional shift for her in as many games, so showing off her talent in the back 3.
Yeah, she's a versatile player, and I think both teams will look to kick early on to test the back 3 and see how they're working as a unit, because you know, both pens in both sides are very capable kicking tactically. Yeah, certainly, and you mentioned the kicking. I mean, Ellen Evans isn't known for too much kicking from the back, so England might look to try and use that advantage, try and encourage her to run it back, and then flood the midfield with some of the back row and stop her getting anywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Scarrett's got a really big boot, so she'll be definitely using that and testing out Evans and what she's capable of. Well, here we can see the England pack just getting ready a few moments ago before the game, and well, notable names here, obviously Rocky Clark winning her 90th cap. Yeah, Rochelle Clark is a living legend. She's so passionate about playing for England, and you know, she'll be just really made up that she's had this opportunity to start for a 90th cap, and all the players will definitely take some confidence from that, so it's going to be a really exciting game for her today. Plenty of talent throughout this England side. Latoya Mason, another one of those players who's been brought in. Natasha Hunt going onto the bench, and Toya will look to get a good bit of quick tempo into the game. Yeah, she's very much tries to keep a quick tempo, how England like to play. It'd be interesting to see how Amy Day and Latoya end up having a battle around the scrum and seeing how they actually counteract each other, because they're both very, very confident around the breakdown. So we can see the Harlequins mascots just getting ready. There's Harley waving to the crowd, and a few of the girls there who are in the Guard of Honour waiting for the 2 teams to come out onto the field, which they'll be doing in just a few minutes' time. Our referee this evening is Jessica Beard from New Zealand, perhaps a little bit more experienced on the 7th circuit than the 15, so England will need to be careful around the breakdown if that's an area that the referee may not be as familiar with. And of course, for England, Amy, people will be very familiar with the name of Maggie Alfonsi, just, you know, one of those standout names. But actually, you know, it's the likes of Marley Packer and Sarah Hunter over the last year, perhaps, that have been doing the real work in the breakdown and in that back row. So they've stepped up to the mark where Maggie left the hole, in effect. Yeah, I completely agree. Maggie is someone that everyone knows. She's got a massive profile and she's a massive presence on the pitch, and it's the unsaid work that you see Sarah Hunter and Marley Packer do that really make Maggie as effective as she is, and lets her do what she does best, and that's running some sensational lines outside 10-12.
Of course, England are without a fair few names at this point of the campaign. Nolly Waterman could be a player that comes back for the Italy game. There's Heather Fisher as well, the Matthews sisters, Alex and Fran, Claire Purdy, Georgina Gulliver, Lydia Thompson, Emily Braund, Mercedes Foy. I mean, the list goes on of players, which suggests and shows how much strength and depth there is for this team. And, well, Gary Street, as we've mentioned, likes to tinker with the team, but just 3 changes for this one. You get a sense he is now beginning to see that World Cup in August focusing into view.
Yeah, he's definitely building towards August, so you'll see the tinkers less and less, I think.
So we can see the teams getting ready, and we will in fact see them led out for England. Well, we've got the Welsh team coming out first. Rachel Taylor leads them out. There's a focused look on the faces of the girls as they run out, but for England it's going to be a run out for Emma Croker first of all, and her 2-year-old daughter Lucy. A really lovely moment, earning her 50th cap. Emma Croker, Richmond skipper, she's been in the first team for 10 years. She had her daughter Lucy and was incidentally back in the England team 5 months later. Absolutely ridiculous. And there's Katie McLean, Sarah Hunter behind her as the team come out, Emily Scarrett, Maggie Alfonsi. We've got a decent crowd this evening here at the Stoop. It's been a lovely, clear, sunny afternoon. You would imagine the temperature would absolutely dip this evening, but it's not too cold. It's perfectly bearable. It's a lovely evening for some running rugby, and that's what we're hoping we're going to see here at the Stoop this evening. But now's the moment for the anthems.
Will you please be upstanding for tonight's national anthems?
England against Wales in the Six Nations. First up, Wales.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of England.
So the anthems are out of the way, the teams remove their jerseys and are ready to get underway. You're watching the Women's Six Nations live on rfu.com/England Women Live. You're very welcome to the Twickenham Stoop this evening.
International Rugby, enjoy the game.
Wales, as I'm sure you will be aware from your picture, will be playing from left to right in the red shirts and shorts. England from right to left in the white. There's our referee for the evening, Jessica Beard. We hope certainly that she has a good game and allows us to have a good game as well in watching this spectacle. Gary Street's side just in the huddle. And, well, Amy, as with many games and big games, a good start so important.
Absolutely. There's a lot of history between these two teams and they'll want to make their presence felt very early on, so expect a very quick 5 minutes.
Yes, up to England to set the tempo. Katie McLean then has the ball, getting ready to get them started. Arm goes up from Rachel Taylor. Let the referee know that everything's ready and we're underway. Good chase from Marley Packer, and she's straight under that ball and claims it. That's fantastic, but she has managed to just lose it. Excellent work from Packer, but the Welsh wanting to use this ball and go wide as quickly as they can. Ball had just gone forward off Packer. Ball pops out the back for Amy Day. Kick is high, wanting to put some pressure on Kat Merchant. Just scoops the ball back a bit. Sorry, that's Kay Wilson. Onto Scarrett, puts boot to ball. That's just bobbling down towards the 22, but it's not going to go out. Opportunity for Ellen Evans to run it back. We said pre-match that we might see her running it more than kicking it, and they're perhaps an early indication of that. Another one to test Scarrett, but she is safe under those high balls and spots a bit of room down in the left-hand corner. Boot to ball again, but Eleanor Snowsill is back there, just controls it with the feet. Inside her 22. She's not found touch though, Katie McLean there, ready to receive that, and we've got a lot of aerial ping-pong in these opening exchanges, but McLean's found a gap and goes through. The crowd right behind her for that one. Mason in to take it out to the right-hand side. Hasn't got McLean there, but comes through Burford and now Amber Reid. Merchant was looking for it on the outside, but England have opted to take that into contact. Mason goes digging for it. Referee Beard makes sure the Welsh are onside. Merchant just tiptoeing down that right-hand touchline. This is a long opening exchange without a stoppage. Rocky Clark just knocking the ball, but it went backwards, says the referee. She goes into play scrum half. Now it's into the hands of Maggie Alfonsi. Takes two to bring her down. England forwards get in to provide support. Mason goes to the right this time. Little show of the boot from McLean. Possibly a bit of indecision from the England skipper there, but she hands it to her vice-captain, Sarah Hunter. She knows what to do, just secure that ball. The Welsh getting hands in there. Legally or not, we're not quite sure. That was a difficult one for Maggie Alfonsi to take, and it's advantage to Wales. What can they do with this? Well, rather than wait for it to come back, referee is on the spot to call the knock-on. Well, Amy, just over 2 minutes of play there.
Yeah, it's said it was going to be a speedy 5 minutes, and it's quite obvious that both teams are testing the back three to see where the weaknesses are and where the spaces are. And first scrum is going to be interesting, because this is when the front row introduce themselves.
They certainly do. Well, for those unfamiliar, Amy Turner, of course, England hooker, Rugby World Cup final hooker 2010. She's familiar with the front row, that's for sure. Amy Day gets the ball in. It comes to the back for Sinead Harris. Well controlled and away for Snowsill. Puts boot to ball again to Snowsill. And the ball finds its way to touch. Emily Scarrett just happy to watch it do so. And England will have a defensive line out. Just getting the call right here. Emma Croker. Now you'd imagine with the way that Wales are going, and might try and go off the top at this one, and they do. It's McLean onto Burford. Mason just gets caught up in there and knocks it on. So just a couple of errors creeping in. It's early stages. Players wanting to get their hands on the ball. But it's a decent position for Wales, this one. Certainly an area of the field that when they get into, they're going to want to make the most of. And can just see that behind the scrum, Rebecca De Filippo has come to the right-hand side alongside Fionn Bowen. Ball at the back once more, and it's a decent pickup. Amy Day providing support, and then it's on to De Filippo, but, well, I thought it was. I was sold that dummy as much as the England team were. It's away by Snowsill. Looking to her front row colleague in Catherine Edwards, who's managed to get a decent run forwards, but the ball has just bobbled out of the hands, and England will get a chance to have the scrum and clear their lines. Clear sign there, though, that between Day and Snowsill, they're going to be using their front row colleagues to truck the ball up, and well, good bit of mobility there from Catherine Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 8 got a great ball from the back, and England seems a bit slow to get her down, so that may be something that they'll be trying to utilise.
Yeah, Sinead Harris, the Welsh number 8. Kat Nicholas is their open side flanker, sorry. Wales in the 22, Day, Snowsill. Tried to get the pass to De Filippo, but the little run didn't quite work. They went for the switch and it didn't really come off, and it's come for Emily Scarrett, and she's got a whole load of pitch in front of her to kick the ball down to, and Wales come herring back. 3 of them there. England come up in one line, and it's a good immediate hit from Rachel Burford. Day passes back for Snowsill. Doesn't go for touch. Katie McLean. Huge pass out for Kay Wilson. Wilson wants to try and go round on the outside here. She backs herself, and look at Wilson go. She's just on the touchline though. Gets her foot into touch. She was brought down by Catherine Edwards, who did well to get across. But early ambition from England to try and go round the outside, and well, Kay Wilson, she's quick. She likes her sevens, and she'll fancy that opportunity again, Amy.
Yeah, that was a huge pass from Kate McLean, and well executed and well taken by Kay. Kay's just got to try a little bit better to stay in touch, because that's just giving the ball back to Wales.
Well, line out. Referee happy to let that one go. Sarah Hunter trying to get in and spoil things, but it's back there for Wales. Shona Powell-Hughes playing guard. Carries by Jenny Davis. That's 22. Is the ball still in? Well, it's certainly been taken out of the 22 now. Amy Day on for Snowsill. Going to have to keep this one in, which she does. Scarrett's well positioned to field it in the 15-metre channel. Little step from Scarrett. She goes through one tackle. She's eventually brought down by Robin Wilkins. But England want to go wide this time, and it's McLean on to Burford once more. Now Amber Reed's on her outside. England with options. Forwards waiting to take it on, but there's a penalty. Holding on the floor is the decision from the referee. She's obviously going to want to see quick ball out of those situations, and England just holding on to it for a little too long.
Yeah, that's something that the refs are going to be looking at. Breakdown, holding on, staying on your feet and releasing the tackler, and you've got to do exactly letter of the law, otherwise you're just going to get pinged. But great building from England there.
So of course in the tournament so far, England lost in round 1 to France. That was 18 points to 6 away in France. Wales a very narrow defeat to Italy. Round 2, well, England back to winning ways, 63-0 their win over Scotland. Wales a loss in Dublin, 14 points to 6. And round 3 at Twickenham, England managed to win 17 points to 10, but Wales were thumped by France 27 points to 0. So Wales still looking for their first win in the competition. France in the driving seat in the Women's Six Nations, but England will want to keep in touch with them by getting a win over Wales at the Stoop this evening. But Rhys Edwards' side, they're not going to lie down. Ball's there with Burford, on to Scarrett, has to jump to gather it. Good tackle from De Filippo. Ball's at the back for Mason, De Filippo in the way, but coming through was Nia Davis, and she managed to grab hold of Toya Wilson. Ball's away from Hunter to McLean. Now then, that's a bit of a crossfield kick effort, and Maggie Alfonsi's there. The ball bubbles around. There's an advantage being played to England. Alfonsi picks it up. They're a little bit isolated over on that far side. Managed to get the ball up through Rocky Clark. Onto Becky Essex on the floor. Mason goes digging. She's having trouble getting the ball out of there, and possibility that there are a few Welsh bodies in the way, but referee content to just give the knock on. Question marks over whether it could have been more, Amy.
Yeah, I think the ref needs to look at the back foot. Wales seem to be creeping quite early on, and there are a few sneaky little hands going into the ruck, but you know, if it's not being pinged, then that's what you do. You try until you get pinged. So it's England have to manage that as a team collectively.
You can see Katie McLean there just having a word with the referee. We could just have a look at the crossfield kick. Alfonsi giving good chase, as was Kat Merchant. Was knocked on by Evans. Alfonsi the one into the contact, but solid work in defence from Philippa Tuttiett, the Welsh winger, because England could, if they'd have reacted quickly enough in support there, been away.
Yeah, the fullback did really well just to get a slight touch on the ball, because that fell quite nicely for Maggie. But yeah, it was good work by the fullback.
So average age of the Welsh side is 25, just over 25. Average age of the English is 28. That's certainly of the starting 15s of both sides. So a little bit more youth on the side of the Welsh, but the English will certainly draw from their experience. Sarah Hunter holds at the back. Oh, she's managed to almost get inside Amy Day there, and that was intelligent work from the vice-captain, Toya Mason. McLean thinks she might have spotted a gap. England threatening now, just 10 metres out. Mason comes to the left through Packer, onto Burford. Is there a chance around the outside for Wilson? She almost stops, manages to keep her feet away from the whitewash on this occasion. Pick and go is from Clark. Didn't manage to get terribly far, so the ball's out from Mason. It bobbles along the ground. It's well taken by Katie McLean, onto Tamara Taylor. Taylor, she's got good feet for a second row. She didn't have much time to move them there, and the penalty comes to England. Good appeal from Latoya Mason, one senses. Hands in the ruck, and a first chance for England for points on the board, as Katie McLean says, we will go for the posts. Amy Turner.
Yeah, Kay Wilson obviously realised that she shouldn't have gone into touch last time, and she did so well to keep her feet away from the white line. So close.
She listened to you, she heard you.
Yeah, she did, she must have. And created two more phases, which ultimately has put the pressure on the Welsh, and we've come away from the situation with a penalty and hopefully 3 points.
So Emily Scarrett is the one who's called up to take this one. Should be meat and drink to a player of the standard of Emily Scarrett, and it certainly is. First points on the board then, after 11 minutes of the first half. Emily Scarrett with the penalty. England making the most of that foray up towards the Welsh 5-metre line. Eleanor Snowsill waits to get Wales back underway. Plays her rugby at Bristol. There is a bit of crossover for a few of the Welsh players that play in Bristol. It's a slightly different setup they have there, but perhaps more on that in a moment, as Amber Reid just looks to try and secure the ball. Bristol player herself. Oh, well, great reactions there from Marley Packer. Ball came out from Mason. Hunter got out of the way. It was like a bullet from nowhere. Well, flying through again, Nia Davis, but the penalty is to England. Not rolling away the decision. Toya Mason is, well, getting a lot of experience as what it's like to be a back rower in this game, because she's getting caught up a fair few times and having to fight for her life on the floor.
Wales will definitely try and compete around the breakdown, because they think that's where they can turn over some balls. So yeah, Latoya Mason is going to have a tough day at the office, I believe.
Well, I know that speaking to Gary Street during the week, he was suggesting that the Welsh like to disrupt things at the breakdown, and that it may be that England need to try and use their wide players a little bit more. It's up for Tamara Taylor, comes down. Maggie Alfonsi there to clear up. Good tackle on her from Sinead Harris. Penalty England though. There's an offside called. Opportunity for Katie McLean to take England further up the field into the heart of Welsh territory. And it's a decent kick from the England skipper. Katie McLean earning her 68th cap this evening. Mentioned by Gary Street as her eyes on the pitch. Certainly got an incredibly good rugby brain, Katie McLean. Emma Croker then, 50th cap, gets the ball in. Just knocked on by Tamara Taylor. She won't be too happy with that. But advantage well and truly taken by Sinead Harris on the carry through in clearing it up. It's out from Snowsill now. Through to Filippo. Ball's just gone forward. England might have a chance to use this. Taylor goes in to play scrum half. Going to need quick hands. Oh, it was right in the face from Sarah Hunter, and will go back for the knock-on.
Yeah, Wales were unlucky there. They nicked the ball off the line out and made some good ground. It's just unlucky that they weren't able to keep ball in hand going out wide. They'd be frustrated by that. England, however, they need to just settle a little bit. If they've got ball back, they just need to build a couple of phases, allow the space to be shown whereabouts to go, and then play into that space, not to force it.
Yeah, you almost get a sense that they're so keen to play this wide game that they're not actually punching perhaps a little forward pack up once or twice to just drag the Welsh in before they go wide. But Gary Street will be wanting to see the ball in the hands of Cat Merchant and Kay Wilson. Sarah Hunter picks and goes around the blind side, wants to try and fend. Ball comes off a Welsh player, so it will be an England line out.
Again, slight eagerness there from Sarah Hunter. She's a very intelligent player, but she just needs to realise that. Create a phase, get another phase, and then get the ball out wide. Don't force the offload.
Croker with the line. Taylor tapped down. Mason was sensible not to throw that away as Sinead Harris was coming straight through, wanting to try and put the pressure on Katie McLean, and they're in on her again. McLean holds the ball up, and perhaps that's a bit of the Welsh approach we're trying to see. Marley Packer though coming over the 10-metre line. She does well. Robin Wilkins just scragging her for Wales, but now Katie McLean with a bit more time out for Alfonsi, and then it's Croker. Steps inside two, is brought down. She's got to release that ball on the floor. It's there now for Mason. Croker, little ball inside for Tamara Taylor, who's been picked up. Goodness me. And then she's dropped on the floor. That's the decision from the referee. Penalty Wales. Sorry, there's a penalty to England. Sorry, Wales penalised. And well, I think that indicative of how eagerly Wales are trying to come forward and put the pressure on England when they get that ball down the back line. It fairly reminiscent of the Sean Edwards blitz defence in the men's game. They're certainly trying to get into the England faces and stop them playing, but maybe going to be a busy evening for the officials, and I think it was actually the assistant referee on the near side to our commentary position who called that offside and let the referee know.
Yeah, it's quite apparent Wales are trying to take up as much space as possible in England's attack and try and put the playmakers and also the runners under pressure when getting ball, and it's working for Wales, but how long they'll be able to carry on doing that it will remain to be seen.
Emily Scarrett with penalty attempt number 2, and it's another scoring attempt. 2 out of 2 for Scarrett, and England are on the board 6 points to 0. And that perhaps telling the story of the game so far in the opening 17 minutes of the game. England coming forward into Welsh territory, the Welsh doing what they can to try and spoil it, but on occasion going offside, and that giving England the 6-point advantage. So Snowsill sends this one up, gathered in by Sophie Hemming. Latoya Mason gets that ball away, decides on that occasion to not go to Katie McLean, but couldn't quite be gathered by Sarah Hunter. And Marley Packer, she's been everywhere where England have needed someone to just shore things up, but holding on the floor. Referee does want that ball released quickly, and it wasn't. And now England give away the penalty in a dangerous area. And this could be a chance for Wales to get 3 points on the board. Obviously something that our referee Jess Beard is going to be keeping a close eye on. That is the release on the floor. So Robin Wilkins with a chance to get Wales' first points on the board. Got a couple of penalties against Italy. This is her 4th cap. Wales have been without a reliable kicker for a while, but they're looking at Robin Wilkins to perhaps fulfil that role for them. Wilkins strikes the ball right-footed. The assistant referees look at each other and the flags are raised. And Wales are on the board for the first time this evening. And it's excellent work from the centre, Wilkins. So just 3 points, the difference now. Both sides just feeling each other out. You get a sense that there may be tries yet to come in this game, but Amy Turner, just some early nerves and some early transgressions.
Yeah, I think they'll want to try and get this ball, turn it over, and play in the Welsh half.
Amy Day plays her rugby at Llandaff North. Gets the ball back for Eleanor Snowsill. It's well gathered by Emily Scarrett. She's got Sarah Hunter in support. Scarrett takes it into contact. Good strong hit from Scarrett. She knows she's going to have to get rid of it. McLean just wants to drill that one along the floor. Sends Ellen Evans going back for it. Evans, will she run it or put boot to ball? She opts to run it, and they suspected she would. Wales still with it inside the 22. Snowsill with a bit more time to try and make the clearance. It goes high, but it's not gone out, and it'll just fall into the arms of Katie McLean, who throws a long pass to Scarrett. Had to beat the first challenge, but she has done, Scarrett, and this is a good run from her, and she's got support from Sophie Hemming into the 22. Could this be an opportunity for England? They go down the blind side. Was that the right option at that stage? Rocky Clark perhaps just wanting to drag a few more of the Welsh forwards in before they go wide. Katie McLean, Burford thinks about the ball inside, but she's isolated for a moment, Burford. Referee happy that the ball's there. Well, in fact, it's come back on the Welsh side. Snowsill, little dummy, makes a few more yards. Hunted down by Maggie Alfonsi. Packer trying to ruck her way through there. She's legal, but Wales have done well to hold on to that, and it was strong work from Shona Powell-Hughes to push and take ownership of that, but England may have turned it over, and they have. Latoya Mason on for Rocky Clark. Burford twists and turns and comes back in field. Clark clears out, presents the ball for Mason. Will Wales onside there? No matter, England maintain the ball. Comes to the left, McLean, little step, wants to try and get through the gap. She had Becky Essex in support. Such is the combination of backs and forwards for England. Welsh all over the place around that breakdown. England are going to need support as Emma Croker goes on a solo run. And it's a good turnover by the Welsh. Penalty is coming. They had the numbers there. We suggested Croker might be isolated, and she was. Amy Turner.
Well, where do I start? Yeah, that was isolated by Emma Croker there, so I can understand why she was penalised for holding on, but the Welsh have to release. Once the tackler has been made, they have to show daylight between the person and the tackler and then compete for the ball. That's just not happening, and 3 times in those 3 breakdowns is Wales were all over that ball, killing the opportunity for England to get quick ball, and we knew they were going to do that, so England have to realise and manage the ruck better.
Well, yes, you have to play a referee, certainly in international rugby of all standards. And perhaps Gary Street's side are going to have to be streetwise this evening. Katie McLean, Burford, Amber Reid. Oh, she's found a gap there, Amber Reid. She tries to get away and she is still going. Burford in support on the outside, on the right. Scarrett's outside her and they find Emily Scarrett, and this is going to be England's first try. Emily Scarrett with the first try of the evening. And it was an initial run and support from Rachel Burford. Amber Reid, though, spotting the gap and surging through it. Tap tackle nearly stopped her. Great work from Burford. She delivers the pass and is immediately available on the right-hand side. Robin Wilkins' tackle wasn't good enough. It's excellent timing of the pass from Burford. She is a great passer of a rugby ball. Nothing Philippa Tuttiett could do about that. And how often do we see Emily Scarrett finishing the move and touching down?
Yeah, it was a really good line from Amber Reid there, and Rachel Burford caught the ball. It was slightly awkward to her hip, but managed to catch it really well and timed the pass to Emily Scarrett to score under the post. And that's a great conversion by Emily Scarrett as well. So England, they've reacted positively, got frustrated, reacted positively, and they've come away with some points, and that's really important at this stage of the game.
Yes, that'll certainly calm a few nerves. It'll give them faith that whatever they might be trying to do to go round on that outside might work. England 13 then, Wales 3. Snowsill gets things restarted. A little bit of a longer restart, that one. Tamara Taylor looked at the touchline, wondered about letting it go, but I think holding it onto it was the right call. Pressure straight on to Katie McLean again. They are absolutely targeting the fly half. She's done well not to give the penalty away. This time England use the pod of forwards. Rochelle Clark, the leader of it. Tamara Taylor, there's a little step you can get from the second row. Wales trying to hold that one up, but the ball is there for Mason. Comes to the left this time. Scarrett puts boot to ball. Snowsill, well gathered on the floor by Eleanor Snowsill. Uses Ellen Evans up to the 10-metre line, but what's the referee spotted? I think there was an offside. It was Kay Wilson, and there's an opportunity for Amy Day to take the penalty quickly. I'm not sure that she's happy that Day took it from the mark.
It actually didn't come off Amy Day's boot, so it wasn't actually officially tapped. I think that's what she was brought back for.
That's why we pay Amy Turner the money. Good spot, Amy. So Wales with a line out on the 5-metre line. There's some real pressure for England to deal with. Just scoring the try a couple of moments ago. Decent jump at the front, and now they try and go down the touchline, but they go onto the touchline. The flag is up, but the possible sign of what they were trying to do there. Katrin Edwards on the run around, trying to catch England at the front. Nice, neat little work, training ground move that Rhys Edwards would have been hoping could come off, but not quite enough pitch for Edwards, and she steps on the whitewash.
Yeah, Wales have got some strong-looking players, and I think they'll try and utilise that 5 metres out from the try line, definitely.
So, England jump through Becky Essex. Balls at the back there with Packer, and they're going to just want to keep this one in here, try and drag as many of the Welsh in, because they don't want to keep them putting the pressure on Katie McLean, particularly when she's got to clear her lines. Referee gives the penalty as the Welsh have brought down the maul.
England structured that maul really well, and it was a good spot from the ref to see that Wales couldn't handle it, and so they pulled it down. So that's a good spot from the ref to recognise that.
Absolutely immense kick from Katie McLean. Absolutely brilliant touch finder with the penalty. Emma Croker will take the line out for England. Made a good 40-45 metres downfield, relieving the pressure, and that's just what you want your skipper to do in those situations. Coming up to 12 minutes left of the first half. Croker, ball is in for Taylor. It's a quicker ball for them this time. Bit more work for Katie McLean to work in. Burford round the back to for McLean. Scarrett joining the line, but the ball's just gone loose. England claim it. Penalty is coming to Wales though. Holding on, the call from the referee once again. McLean just getting herself involved in a bit of a scuffle, and the referee decides that they're going to take 10 yards. What's the decision from Wales going to be for this one? No surprise that Katie McLean's finding life a little frustrating out there, Amy.
Yeah, that move looked like it needed someone just pulling the angle and the line back in to hold the defence. It was quite easy for Wales to slide off Rachel Burford and the wraparound with Kate McLean. They just need to fix a little bit more, England, hold that corner of the defence so they can utilise the strength they have out wide.
Throw is in from Laurie Harries, but it's come back on the England side, and they're in to try and spoil and get the ball off Maggie Alfonsi, but it does come back for Latoya Mason, who puts in the box kick. Relieve a bit of the pressure. You're watching England women against Wales women in the RBS Six Nations. Live on rfu.com/England Women Live. I'm Nick Heath, alongside me is Amy Turner. England 13, Wales 3, as we're coming up to half an hour played. Wales doing what they can to spoil England, but also having a few opportunities themselves. They won't be disheartened at all by this first half an hour so far. Maggie Alfonsi carries the ball up again. There's 2 or 3 of them going in to try and jackal the ball off her each time she goes to ground, Alfonsi. Ball is downfield. Gathered by Philippa Tatia. Puts boot to ball, Alfonsi's under it. Gets it away to Mason. McLean, oh dear, juggle from Scarrett, just took her eye off the ball, and now the ball is loose. It's bobbling down that right-hand side. Kay Wilson's going to have to be sensible here. She goes to ground, gets up. That's a really strong leg drive from Wilson. England players are there in support, and it's coming back on the England side. But had a blow from the referee, possibly for a knock-on. Wasn't quite clear on what the signal was from the referee there. We're certainly still walking down the field.
Maybe trying to find a non-sandy patch. Who knows?
Indeed. Well, I think it was the knock-on, and the advantage was being played to Wales. That's right, from that loose ball that sent Kay Wilson back. So we've come back, no advantage from the knock-on, and Wales will have the scrum. 28-year-old scrum half Amy Day looks to get the ball in. Battle with Laura Prosser for the 9 shirt. Prosser, a great player for Wales, but Amy Day, decent service. She's good with the left boot as well. The Welsh setup is such that many of the players play at club level, but the club level isn't quite as good as perhaps the Premiership is in the women's game in England. Once they've played part of the season at club level, they then play regional matches. It's those regional games where they tend to take the players, perhaps those who are playing over the border in Bristol, bring them back into the regional side so that the national coaches can see how they get on against one another. Stories of a few players in the Welsh side who played some of their rugby in clubs that might not be that noticeable, but opportunities at regional level have seen them telegraphed straight into the national side. That scrum is rotating round. Referee's got a decision to make. turn 90 degrees. England will get the put in. You can see them congratulating each other on that one.
That was good work by Sophie Hemming and Rochelle Clark and Emma Croker, managing that scrum and making sure that England got that turnover. It just shows the experience that a lot of caps collectively can do.
Yes, they certainly do have a lot of caps. Around 150 between the three of them. Or more than that, rather. Referee just getting in between them. Wants to have a word. Jenny Davis, Lowry Harries and Katrin Edwards, the front row for Wales. Rochelle Clark, Emma Croker and Sophie Hemming for England. Perhaps not too far away, Amy Turner.
Amy Day, watch Amy Day here. She'll be really looking to try and get round Latoya and try and get on that back foot to disturb Sarah Hunter there.
Yes, well, Hunter was quick, and that was what was needed. Balls away from Reid onto Wilson. Good fend with the right hand. Sorry, it's Marley Packer fending with the right hand. So strong. Rochelle Clark just gets around Shona Powell-Hughes. Blow of the referee's whistle, and it's penalty England.
Wales have to make more of an effort to release the tackle player before they go in for the ball. Otherwise, they're going to end up with someone in the bin.
Well, it's certainly something the referee's going to have to consider as this game goes on. Emma Croker waits for this line out. England's back line is, well, at the moment it's quite a long way back from this line out. It is attacking ball, and now it's in for Taylor, and it's straight off the top, and now it's quick ball for Amber Reid to truck up, and Reid goes into contact, comes out to the right though. It's a little bit loose. Cap Merchant with work to do. There's 3 or 4 Welsh shirts around her. Ball is back on the England side. Latoya Mason, good take from Hemming. Mason again. McLean. Oh, little crossfield effort for Kay Wilson to chase, and Wilson's done brilliantly. Oh, she's just tackled, and Eleanor Snowsill needed to be accurate with that tackle, and she was, and that was wonderful work from the Welsh fly half. Kay Wilson would have fancied her little run to the corner there, but Snowsill was strong.
That's cheeky little vision there by Katie McLean, and it's executed quite well. Kay does really well to get onto that ball at pace, and Eleanor Snowsill did fantastic as a 10 to get across and make that tackle on a winger.
Started playing her rugby in her late teens, Eleanor Snowsill, 24-year-old. Looked astute and aware of the threat there, didn't she? Punching run from the Welsh inside centre there, Rebecca De Filippo. Ball's back for Snowsill. Doesn't take a risk, goes for the easy touch finder. A little bit of a chat to check the call from England. Referee wants them to get going.
Yeah, I think England need to up the tempo a little bit. They seem to be playing into Wales' hands and keeping the tempo fairly slow. They play better with a quick tempo.
Sophie Hemming, well, she's just scragged by Nia Davis. The ball's still there. Mason, McLean, ball over the top, great hands from Burford, and this could be another opportunity for England over on that right-hand side. It's Emily Scarrett going for the corner. Does she get it down? There's a nod from the assistant on the far side, and it's try number 2 for England, and try number 2 for Emily Scarrett.
Again, Rachel Burford seems to be cleaning up some very average passes and making them golden, and she did really well there to take that ball from Kate McLean and distribute how she did, timed it how she did, and then gave it to Amber Reid to give to Scarrett, and it's a great finish in the corner by Emily Scarrett.
Yeah, the pass that came to Burford was pretty much above her head, plucked it out of the air.
We call that a blue light pass. It had a little ambulance sign on top of it.
Indeed, the old hospital pass. Well, it's certainly a team game, but in the right position to finish things off. It's turning into the Emily Scarratt show in the first half. 18 points so far. This a far trickier effort than she's had for her other 3 kicks. Just couldn't quite get through that one enough, Scarratt, but she won't be too worried. Let's just have another look at this, Amy.
Yeah, it's a great finish by Scarratt. She's a very long-legged lady, and she's got a good fend on her, so she's done well to finish there. Wales are making it difficult for England, hence why Kate McLean couldn't get that clean pass away, because they're rushing up in the midfield. So be interesting to see whether they're going to try and tighten up defensively to put some more pressure on England.
Certainly. Emily Scarratt just returns the kick. Now then, I think there may have been a touch on it, so no, Emma Croker certainly trying her luck. It is going to be a Welsh line out, but it'll be interesting to see what words will be had by Gary Street at half-time in just a minute, considering the pressure they're trying to put on Katie McLean. Ball comes off the top though. Toya Mason onto Marley Packer. Alfonsi. McLean is further down the line this time and puts boot to ball. Sends Ellen Evans scurrying back, but the pressure is coming on. But Evans has done well. Owen picks a brilliant line and up over the 10-metre line, eventually brought down by Sarah Hunter. Good work by the Welsh fullback, Day. Out down the right-hand side, and there's Katrin Edwards. She loves ball in hand. Takes 2 or 3 to bring her down. Amy Day out to the left. Wasn't great ball for Snowsill. Puts a bit of pressure on Wilkins. And De Filippo. Oh, ball comes flying at Snowsill. Rachel Burford putting the pressure on her. Clock is ticking down. What will the Welsh do with this one? Are they going to take half-time? Well, it's not a direct kick to touch, or if it was, it wasn't successful, so Kay Wilson will hand it on to Emily Scarratt. Scarratt looks outside her and finds McLean. What room is there out on that right-hand side for England? Kat Merchant, little showed one way and the other to Fionn Bowen, and she's still going, Kat Merchant, looking to try and get into that right-hand corner.
That's great running there by Kat Merchant.
Mason, McLean, onto Croker. Ball is available. Mason going for it. Katie McLean. Burford. Oh, she did well to hold on to that. Scarratt's there again. She's got Kate Wilson outside her, and it could be try number 3 for England this first half on the stroke of half-time, and it will be. Scarratt turns provider for the 3rd try of the half.
England try 11, Kay Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not sure Kat Merchant will want to see the replay of her getting tackled there, but it was a great run by Kat Merchant, and she managed to get on the outside of her opposite number and just tackled, but she kept ball in hand, and then it enabled England to come the other way. And again, great hands by Rachel Burford, just timing it perfectly, and Emily Scarratt doing what she does best, is taking the ball on at speed, giving Kay Wilson plenty of space to score. So it's a really nice, well-executed try there by England.
Emily Scarratt then with 3rd conversion attempt. Oh, it's got the height, but it's just a little bit short and to the right. But they won't worry too much about that. England scoring 3 tries in that first half. Emily Scarratt on the board with 2 penalties, which was replied to by Robin Wilkins. And then Scarratt with 2 tries, and then provider of the final pass for Kay Wilson to get over for the 3rd one. And England have a lead at half-time of 23 points to 3. Amy Turner, Gary Street will be, I would imagine, pretty pleased with what he's seen in that first half.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Wales piled on the pressure defensively, and we knew England were going to have quite a lot of the possession, but they piled on the pressure defensively, and it just shows the slight lack of conditioning towards the latter end of the half meant that England were able to go wide more often, hence why, you know, 15 points came in that sort of last 10 minutes of the second half. So I can imagine the first 10 minutes of the second half are going to be interesting, exciting again, end-to-end stuff, but it just shows where England are stepping up in the last 10 minutes and Wales is unfortunately dropping off, so it's making it easy pickings for England at the moment.
Certainly the men's side want to pride themselves on fitness, on going further than their opponents. We certainly saw at Twickenham between England and Ireland in the last round of the Six Nations that England had a lot more left in the tank in the last 5-10 minutes, and is that something that Gary Street and the England women want to do as well? Do they want to be seen as one of the fittest sides in the world, if not the fittest?
I think historically England have always tried to pride themselves of being well drilled, fit and tactically aware of what to do in the latter ends of the first and second half, because that's where the games are won and lost. And yeah, I could say it's definitely something that that England focus on as a team. Whether or not that will be the case come World Cup time, because I'll be pretty sure that 99% of all international teams will be trying to achieve that as well. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's apparent here today Wales obviously need to look at that come sort of training for the World Cup to make sure that they don't tail off towards the end of the half.
Well, we can have a look back at how that first half has unfolded then. England winning their first penalty. Latoya Mason appealing to the referee that there were players with their hands in the ruck, and Emily Scarrett was able to step up and slot the first points of the afternoon. Second penalty came. Tamara Taylor lifted and carried across the field, but referee had just awarded a penalty a moment before that happened, and beautiful kick from Scarrett, 2 out of 2. And then England were caught just on their own line. Marley Packer isolated. Welsh trying to get hands in there. Question mark certainly from Amy Turner as to whether the player had released the tackled player before they went in, but referee was right on the spot. And then we had our first try of the afternoon. Great break of the evening, sorry, great break from Amber Reid. It was 2 attempts to try and stop her. Drawing of the player, Philippa Tuttiett, drawn in by Burford. And plenty of room on the outside for Emily Scarrett to get over. Congratulated by the back line that made it happen. And Amy, this was great work from Amber Reid to get through.
Yeah, it was a really good line picked by Amber, and Berth noticed that and went round the outside of her, and it was good link play from the centres. Really impressed to see that sort of interlinking, especially in phase play. It doesn't often happen.
And that was more of the sort of straightening and squaring up that you were wanting to see, wasn't it? That when they do that, it's working. Yeah,
once that corner of the fence is held, where Rachel Burford has just held it there, it creates so much space out wide for... You've got Emily Scarrett, who's quick and strong and can put boot to ball. You've got Kat Merchant, that's arguably one of the best wingers in the world in space. And you have Kay Wilson, the other side, who's incredibly able to make decisions, give good passes and run on the outside. So yeah, England are a threat out wide, and it's good when we fix that corner of the defence. That's why the ball needs to get out nice and cleanly to the 10 and 12, give it to the 13 to hit a line, and let the back three do what they do best and score tries.
So a couple of tricky kicks for Emily Scarrett, or certainly from that score that she got over into the corner. And then we had a third try of the half right on the stroke of half-time. Low ball for Katie McLean, then a ball right out in front of Burford for her to take, but good drawing of the tacklers from the England backline, and Kay Wilson with just enough room to sneak in at the corner. Scarrett provider, and 3 tries to the good. So let's find out the words from, or the thoughts of Gary Street, who will tell us what he's thought of that first half.
What was said in the changing room? What have you said to the girls in the half time?
I would just need to be more clinical, definitely keep working the breakdown, play territory, and see if we put some more points on.
Brilliant. Right. Thanks very much for your time, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Seemed to be more clinical in the second half, and I think we would certainly agree with that from what we've seen up here. We can just have a look at the Six Nations as it stands before this game. France in the lead then on the 6 points with the 3 victories. England with that loss to France, so it's the French that they're chasing. Ireland in second, Italy 4th, Wales 5th and Scotland in 6th. So you're watching rfu.com/England Women Live. We've a second half to come of England Women against Wales, live here from the Twickenham Stoop. Do stay with us. We'll be picking up with you in just a couple of moments when the second half gets underway.
Also represents the last time that England will play an international fixture before the Rugby World Cup this summer. It's in Paris in August, beautiful and exciting. So that's bound to continue to raise the profile of the women's game to even higher heights. It's going to be fantastic. Now England face a physical opening to their campaign over in France. They've been drawn against Canada, who played here a few months ago, of course, Samoa and Spain in the pool stages. In the meantime, Wales, they've got a tough one too. They'll be facing Australia and South Africa. Well, all the action kicks off on the 1st of August, and more information can be found on rwc.co.uk.
Well, welcome back for the second half. This is England women against Wales women in the Six Nations. It's round 4, of course. England under-20s playing this weekend as well. On Sunday, it's the England men over the road at HQ. But this evening, we're at the Twickenham Stoop. Wales due to get us restarted for the second half. My name's Nick Heath. Alongside me is Amy Turner. England and Richmond hooker. England 23, Wales 3. The score at half-time. 3 first-half tries, 2 from Emily Scarratt and 1 from Kay Wilson. And the word from Gary Street at half-time, be more clinical. Will we see that in this second half? Now then, ball's just squirted out there, but the referee spotted the offside. So, early moment for Katie McLean to try and get the ball downfield. Now, interesting, England have come out. Don't seem to be any changes. I know Gary Street would like to give some of his replacements a decent run out, but perhaps at this stage he's just looking to give the starting 15 a chance to get a bit more settled, get a bit more continuity into the game, Amy.
Yeah, it's really important. Once you've sort of talked about what you tactically want to do, you need to be cohesive when you go out onto the pitch. So it's important just to have that 5 minutes just to make sure everyone's settled in and we get the tempo that we need to get some more points on the board.
Good jump in the line by Becky Essex. Ball's held in the maul. Not going forward at quite the rate that I'm sure England would want it to, but they do get a bit more forward momentum on it now, and Wales can't seem to do anything to stop it at the moment, and this is really positive from England's forwards. Referee just needing to get Kat Nicholas out from the side, the Welsh flanker. Still with England. Ball goes to ground, it's there for Mason. And away to McLean. On to Burford. Kat Merchant coming off the right wing, but it's then on to Amber Reid. But that ball, well, it may have gone forward, but I think it's actually an offside call. And perhaps someone, as much as the coaches have had word with the teams, maybe someone's had a word with the referee about the offside.
Well, that's 2 in as many minutes. It'd be interesting to see how many she'll let go until she starts reaching for the pocket, because it was prolific in the first half, and they don't look to have changed their ways, Wales, so it'd be interesting to see how long it will be until she does go to her pocket.
So Emily Scarratt, 2 penalties and a conversion in the first half, a couple of tricky conversion efforts that went awry towards the end of that first half. This one dead in front of the post, but she's got a little bit under that rather than through it, and it just comes down short. And Wales want to try and run it out, but they might not have found touch there, and Kay Wilson gathers it, manages to keep the ball in field just about. Marley Packer does her best to aggressively carry that forward. Toya Mason wants to get in and get there. Ball isn't quick for England. Katie McLean. Welsh line continuing in the second half as it did in the first to give her very little time on the ball. Sophie Hemming comes forward, places the ball back. They want to get rid of Catherine Edwards, who wanted to try and get over the top there. Mason to the left this time. McLean. Maggie Alfonsi. Oh, she's just spilled the ball forward, Alfonsi. Advantage will be being played to Wales. And they have the ball. Alfonsi hunts them down. Snowsill to clear the lines. Is the referee still playing advantage from the knock-on? I think it may be over. And now Emily Scarratt comes forward. Comes forward a little tentatively to begin with, but manages to burst through the challenge. And Scarratt could finish this herself. It would be a great solo effort if she can. She stopped just a metre short. Maggie Alfonsi in support. They're right at the base of the right-hand upright. Referee has blown the whistle. I think she's suggesting the ball's unplayable, so we'll come back for the scrum. But how on earth did Emily Scarratt get through there?
I have no idea how Emily Scarratt got through that. She has got junk in that trunk, and she's managed to slip a tackle and get through a very tight gap. It's really unfortunate. It would have been a great solo effort if she managed to get that try. But Maggie, as always, there, the machine, trying to snipe her a try somewhere along the line. But unfortunate she didn't make it over the line either.
Props to Philippa Tussiett for the try-saving tackle. So here we go. Scarrett just getting along there, 2 or 3 people, but she's straight through. Extraordinary work.
They've all gone just a fraction too high on Emily, and she's got
Tussiett. Look at that. Holds on to that leg, says you're not getting over.
Long levers can sometimes be hard to get down, and if you go high, you're fighting a losing battle.
Well, she certainly picked her line and went around Catherine Edwards.
Yeah, obviously saw the mismatch and thought, you know, I'll give it a go, and she's done really well, and that is a great try-saving tackle by Tussiett there.
Oh, she will have had hat-trick gleaming in her eyes, wouldn't she, as she was aiming for that line, but it's great defence from the Welsh. Just doing enough as the last line, Philippa Tussiett. Tussiett, a county hockey player, netball. She's played Wales touch as well. Well, it was more than touch she needed there. A couple of changes being made for Wales, incidentally. At number 16, Caris Phillips come on for Laurie Harries, and Jenny Hawkins just coming onto the field. Rhys Edwards beginning to change things up, try and affect things. You can expect Gary Street to be doing the same. You can just see down below us Natasha Hunt might be getting ready to come on. But England have an attacking scrum in a good position right in the middle of the field. I'll fancy the look of this opportunity. Scrum just waiting to be reset. Mason gets the ball in, it's at the back with Hunter. Scrum just beginning to turn. England will need to try and use this. Need to get a bit more movement to the right. Referee tells them to stay. Sarah Hunter's picked. Has she managed to get over? Is the referee going to blow the whistle? It's held up again, but the ball was to the ground, so it's going to be an England put into the scrum, but we're going to have changes now. Emma Croker on her 50th cap will leave the field and be replaced by Vicky Fleetwood. Also change at scrum half, Natasha Hunt. Mo Hunt coming on for Latoya Mason. Mason just having a little word with her, probably saying, look out for those forwards, they're keen as mustard to have a piece of you. But also the final change is Natasha Brennan, debutant, coming onto the field for Kay Wilson. And what an opportunity for 27-year-old Natasha Brennan to show Gary Street what she's got. She's a big fan of Shane Williams. She'd love to be showing fleet of foot on that left wing if they can get the ball wide to her. Amy, what's your knowledge of Natasha?
She's come from a hockey background. She's been in the elite playing squad for, this is her 2nd season, and she's notorious for being a bit evasive in sevens. She's done really well in Brazil and Atlanta, just come back from there. And I think she's just made the move to Richmond from Wasps, and I think she's just enjoying the rugby that she's playing, and I think she'll be really excited out there to show what she can do.
So making her debut then, Natasha Brennan onto the field. Other Natasha is Hunt in scrum half. Just the difference between Latoya Mason and Natasha Hunt, you would suggest tactically that actually bringing someone like Hunt on now is a good thing to do, just to up the tempo a little bit. Perhaps now that the Welsh might be a little bit more tired, they're not going to get to her as quickly, and She's sort of got that quick tap and go aspect about her, hasn't she?
Mo Hunt is very aware of making decisions off the cuff. She can see a gap when there perhaps isn't one, and she gets through it, and she's so able with ball in hand, distribution skills, and she will create a tempo for England that will make it hard for Wales to live with.
Well, there we go. Just as we say that, the referee awards the penalty, and well, Natasha Hunt took it quickly, but I think she's not taken it from the mark, possibly. England were in the corner there if the referee had allowed it, but she calls them back.
It's because she has a whistle. She can.
There speaks a front row talker. So the scrum is called by England from the penalty. Vicky Fleetwood has her second scrum to deal with. 37 caps for England at just, well, this is her 38th at just 23 years of age, Vicky Fleetwood. Now then, Amy Day's managed to get further around that scrum than Mo Hunt. I'm not quite sure how she's managed that, but Hunt is there, and England trying to get the shove on to give Sarah Hunter the platform to get over. Scrum has turned almost 180 degrees, so is there a decision for the referee to make? The ball squirts out. Natasha Hunt has it on the floor. There's no scrum half, so England may decide to pick and go here. They certainly clear out, and Maggie Alfonsi plays scrum half out to Katie McLean and on to Rachel Burford, and Natasha Brennan could be in the corner of her first time of asking. It's try time for England, and it's a try for debutant Natasha Brennan. Amy Turner is jumping around next to me.
That was a really well-structured try, and great distribution from Maggie Alfonsi. Surprising to see so close to the line, and Rachel Burford gives a nice try to Tash, and Tash Brennan manages to get over in the corner just.
You'd have put your house on Maggie Alfonsi going herself from that range, wouldn't you?
I don't know, something must have, she can't be feeling right.
Well, it wasn't totally straightforward for Tash Brennan. Had to duck and dive her way through the tackle, but she got the ball to the deck. Try number 4 for England. And Scarrett with a tough touchline conversion. Some cheers on the far side, but I think they're a little over-ambitious. Ball didn't quite get over. So, England 28, Wales 3. And you'd have to say that is a fair reward for the time England spent on the Welsh line.
Yeah, you just noticed there that Natasha Hunt actually didn't tap the ball on that quick penalty, so I do take it back what I said about the ref. She was absolutely right to bring her back.
A few more changes being made by Wales. Megan York coming on. Interesting to see how Wales might reply to this one. Tamara Taylor takes the restart. On to Marley Packer, shrugs off the first 2 tackles. She's so strong. Little pocket rocket, Marley Packer. Mo Hunt on to Maggie Alfonsi, and Alfonsi builds up a good head of steam, does well to hold on to the ball as the hands were trying to rip it away from her. Hunt on to McLean with a bit more time this time. Pass isn't great for Burford. It's just knocked on by Emily Scarrett. It was just between her legs. It was very close as to whether that was backwards or forwards, but referee gives the knock on. And Wales with a decent platform in this area of the field. They've not been up here too much this second half.
Yeah, England have to be careful not to sit back now, because Wales had the wind up their skirt, because they're going to be a little bit annoyed, frustrated, and they're going to want to do something in this next 10 minutes. So England need to be aware where they are on the pitch right now and make sure they shut Wales down.
Is it a solely women's rugby expression, they had the wind up their skirt?
Yeah, you could say so.
Ball is away for Eleanor Snowsill. Thinks about the little chip through. It's been knocked forward though. And Well, it's actually ended up being an offside, so it becomes a penalty for Wales. And they look to try and take it quickly through Sian Moore, the replacement scrum half. Ball is over the top, but it's been knocked forward, and it falls into the arms of Kat Merchant. Rochelle Clark scrabbling along the floor. England support gets there just in time. It's not the tidiest of ball. Ellen Evans even trying to ruck through around the side there, though, but not quite sure that that was legal. Penalty advantage being played to England, and Natasha Hunt now takes it quickly, passes the ball out. Marley Packer with a great take as the ball was behind her, and now it's through Amber Reid and over onto that left-hand side, and Natasha Brennan wants to show what she can do. Beats one of them, is still going down that left-hand touchline. Brennan does well to just keep her feet in field. Ball is there. Mo Hunt wants to be careful not to get dragged into touch. Amber Reid, it's all close quarter stuff. Good run initially from Brennan. Lower ball for the forwards to take on from Hunt. Good prescriptive pass, but it's just been knocked on at the base. Just a tiny error from Hunt, and Wales will have possession.
It's unfortunate by Natasha Hunt then. She'll be a little bit frustrated with that. It just popped up and just meant a slight knock-on, but England building some good phases here, and you notice now that the replacements have been made. They're injecting a little bit in tempo into the game, and it's opening it up a little bit for England, and Wales are finding it hard to settle into this game. England are depriving them of the possession, managing to turn over and creating some good opportunities out wide.
So Sian Moore waits to get the ball in for Wales. Replacement scrum half earning her third cap. Ball comes down the short side for Wales. Chip goes up. Emily Scarrett's well positioned to take it. Looks for support in Kat Merchant. Merchant, such a deadly finisher on so many times for England, but she passes it off to Burford. Then on to Reid. Alfonsi. Ball is on the floor. Hunt, will she go right or left? Goes right to McLean. Burford. Merchant is there. Merchant opts to go round the outside once more, back inside to Burford. Burford so aware once she gives a pass to maintain a supporting line. McLean onto Rochelle Clark. Body's lying on the wrong side for Wales. It's not a tidy ball for England, and it's somehow come back on the Welsh side. Moore with the kick over the top, or just Scarrett to just come across and claim it. She's going to put boot to ball and try and put a bit of pressure on the Welsh. It's really well taken by Wilkins. That's the halfway line. Moore out to the right. Snowsill. Mo Hunt is under this one. Right-footed. It's a lovely spiralling kick. Just bobbling towards the 22. Picked up by Shaunette Harries. Runs into a bit of open space. Maggie Alfonsi loves taking people down in that area of the field, though. Good tackle from the flanker. Out to the left. It's not easy ball for Snowsill, but she does well to control it with the foot and then give it out wide. But it's a loose ball. It was from a knock-on, though. Advantage was being played to Wales. Burford thought that she fancied a bit of loose ball to pounce on. But now we have a few more changes being made by England. 17, 18, 19 and 22 in the shape of Sasha Aitchison, Laura Keats, Jo McGilchrist and Kerry Large. So we have seen all we're going to see this game from Katie McLean, Rochelle Clark, Sophie Hemming and Becky Essex, who all leave the field.
Yeah, the front row replacement, Atchison and Keats, very able, surprisingly quick for being big girls, and their want to again prove their worth to the coaches. They're very young, ambitious, and they want to make a difference in this next sort of 10 minutes or so. Yeah,
Sasha Aitchison, 22 years of age, Laura Keats, 25. Not short of caps though, Keats, earning her 35th here this evening, but penalty comes to Wales, as that scrum turns around. Joe McGilchrist, seasoned campaigner. It's one of the standout players when England were here for that World Cup in 2010. So Wales with the line out.
Wales line out has been a bit of a gift to England this game. They've come away with a lot of possession, turned over at the line out.
And there's the jump. A little bit of a knock on there, I think, from England. Referee's playing advantage to Wales. Sean Moore waits. Pick and go is from Carol Thomas. Her nickname's Tiny. You can work that one out for yourself. Sean Moore out to the right. Snowsill. Little chip over the top, but England are in that area of the park in numbers. Emily Scarrett comes forward. Places the ball back for Natasha Hunt. To the right, Tamara Taylor. Wants to take them on herself. She's going to need support, but she's actually had the ball ripped from her by Wales. And that was strong work. Sean Moore gathers. It's a high ball for Snowsill, but she's got good hands and takes it. Then Wilkins. Switching position with De Filippo. Snowsill spots a little bit of a room, perhaps over the back of Cat Merchant and Natasha Hunt. Hunt goes on a decent run and makes 10 or 15 metres. England need to clear out, but they haven't got a scrum half. It's taken them a moment to notice, and Joe McGilchrist decides that she'll pick and go and do it herself. Sasha Aitchison just trying to step away out of the tackle. England are going to have to try and clear out. Referee gives England the penalty. And, well, looks like she's finally going to have a word. Rachel Taylor just coming over. Perhaps it's time Kerry Large wanted to get things going, but the time is off. Referee just having a word with skipper Rachel Taylor.
Yeah, I think it's you know, the right time. 58 minutes gone, and it's the first time the refs had a word with the captain. So hopefully Wales will rein it in a little bit, and we can get some good rugby this next sort of 15 minutes.
So Kerry Large, 23-year-old, another one of those who would like to impress. Certainly impresses with her first touch finder, and it gets a round of applause behind us from Gary Street and forwards coach Graham Smith. Plays her rugby in Worcester, Kerry Large.
Wales replacements. 22.
So we've got another change being made by Wales now.
Replacing 12.
Leaving the field is number 12, Rebecca De Filippo, being replaced by number 22, Laurie Harries. Harries has come on to the left wing, and it looks like Tutiat is going to be going over to the right wing. Ball has come for England though through Burford. Scarrett joins the line. Ball is there for Hunt. Good little pod, and the ball comes back inside, and oh, it's a decent run. Ball has come back now. England driving over the line. It looks like Wales have done everything they need to hold them up. What's the referee calling here? I think it's just another substitution.
Wales replacements 20. Sean Williams. Replacing.
Oh, here we see the replay, Amy.
Yeah, that's a great run, great inside ball again from Rachel Burford. Just great vision there, and awesome run by Vicky Fleeto. She's definitely got some pace on her. Really unlucky with that, not to get over and convert the try, but good vision playing down the tight from England. It just looks like we might have a little bit of an injury to Marley Packer, which is worrying.
Well, she's back to her feet now, thank goodness. Let's just have another look at this one while we have the pause in play. Ball back inside from Burford onto Fleetwood, and Fleetwood really got going, didn't she?
She's notoriously quick, Fleetwood, but she's great at sucking the player in and going on the outside, and she did that with two of the Welsh players there. She got through. She's really unlucky to go short, but she held on to the ball. She gave it when it needed to be given, and England have done well to get a 5-metre scrum.
Laura Keats, the receiving player from the pass. But England now replacing Marley Packer. Hannah Gallagher preparing to go onto the field. Certainly not a replacement that Wales will be keen to see, a fresh Hannah Gallagher running onto the field, but Marley Packer's given an awful lot to the cause. She's been there to settle things down when she's needed. She still doesn't look like she wants to go off. She goes down the tunnel in front of us.
Yeah, Marley Packer, very passionate player, probably doesn't want to be dragged off an England pitch, but, you know, Hannah Gallagher is someone that will want to make her presence felt and make sure that she hits as many Welsh players as possible.
With the ball, of course, with the ball. Or maybe without. Sarah Hunter has the ball at the back. England getting close. It's untidy, though. And the Welsh are there to clear it up. Referee gives the penalty to the defending Welsh red shirts.
Yeah, Wales really doing well to disrupt in the scrum. Amy Day was doing that well the first half and towards the second, and now the forwards are sort of making sure they make the ball least clean as possible for the English, especially in that sort of area of the pitch.
So Wales with the clearance, they will have the line out from the penalty. Still very much in their own half, where they've spent much of this second half. Ball is there for Sian Moore. Back for Snowsill. Ball's well taken by England, and they come forward. Was that Fleetwood again? Ball's at the back with Natasha Hunt, and Gallagher's there to try and help clear it up. Pick and go is from Aitchison. On to Alfonsi. Alfonsi finding a bit more room. She just head down and fend. That's what you get from Maggie Alfonsi. Natasha Hunt out to the right. Kerry Large spots a whole load of room over in that right-hand corner. The ball running towards the touchline, and that's a wonderful kick from Kerry Large in open play. Good bit of awareness, found the space, and will give England decent position. It'll be Welsh ball, but they'll really pressurise this line out, Amy.
That was a good take from Natasha Brennan when the kick came in from Snowsill, and set up a good platform, and it just shows the maturity Kerry Large is sort of portraying today. She's come a long way, and to see that space, execute a perfect kick, she's done really well there, Large.
Ball is in to the back of the line out. It's not the tidiest, but it is taken in by Robin Wilkins. Pick and go from skipper Taylor. Wales continue to come forward. Carol Thomas that time, setting up the platform to try and give Snowsill room enough to clear her lines. Good cover from Natasha Hunt to get across and field that ball. She'd have loved to get that away to Kat Merchant, but she couldn't quite get in the supportive run in there in time. Laura Keats plays scrum half. Off to Sarah Hunter. No doubt be taking over the captaincy duties with Katie McLean off the field. Penalty England. Wales not rolling away. Now then, is there a decision for Jess Beard to make here? Doesn't appear that she is going to the pocket.
Wales are getting away with it, so they're carrying on doing it, which is, you know, tactically it's what you will do as a team. But England are still leaving the rucks a little bit skinny because they're wanting to play quick. They know they've got Mo Hunt at the back creating a tempo. They're just leaving those rucks a little bit skinny, and players are getting isolated, which are giving Wales the opportunity to disrupt a quick ball for England. So England need to just make sure they keep themselves tight and have a bit of nous around the breakdown.
Yeah, certainly if Wales want to put themselves in that position, England are leaving the door slightly open, as you say. Mo Hunt complains to the referee, waits to get the ball in. Vicky Fleetwood with the strike. Intelligent work from Sarah Hunter, gets the ball away. Burford looking out wide, there's Scarrett. She's already got two. Brennan's got another one, waiting for her on the touchline. She doesn't quite get through that time. It's a little bit churny in that left-hand corner. Oh, the ball's got knocked forward. Wales hold on to possession. Nia Davis with it. 8-9 metres from their own line now. Snowsill will get to clear the lines. Decent touch from her, relieves the pressure. England will have to come again. Managed to find the wing there, using Scarrett again as the extra player coming forward to join the line. Brennan having to cut in field that time.
Emily Scarrett is having a really good game. She's showing that she's tactically aware with the boots. She's able to hit lines as a strike runner, but she's also able to put players out wide her into space by fixing that defence.
Burford takes that ball and cuts inside, decides to punch up in the middle of the field this time. Laura Keats carries on, little pop pass from her, up for Kerry Large. Large sets up the ruck. Oh, Mo Hunt just takes her hands off it. She's trying to complain that the Welsh were in the way, but possibly just guilty of the error.
You've got to make certain around that ruck that you get that ball and you get it away cleanly, and if hands are on, then you do what you need to make sure that ball's clean.
So a decent crowd here at the Twickenham Stoop. Great to see the women's game so well supported. We had roughly 15,000 at Twickenham after the England-Ireland men's game. Stayed to watch the women, which is roughly a world record, really, in terms of a crowd for a women's international. Of course, the official record was held here for the World Cup final in 2010. We are in World Cup year once again. August 1st to the 17th in France, if you fancy coming and supporting the very best international women's sides. England and Wales will be there. There are the World Cup groups. England in Group A with Canada, Samoa and Spain. Wales there in Group C, Australia, France and South Africa. Group B, Ireland, Kazakhstan, New Zealand and the United States. New Zealand will of course be one of the major threats. Still got Rachel Taylor just getting a bit of attention. She's ready to join back up now into the second row. Normally a number 8. Plays her rugby at Bristol Ladies. She's a veterinary nurse, incidentally. Ball's at the back. Pick up is by Sinead Harris. Sian Moore waits to get it away to the right. Little stutter from Megan York, wanted it at pace but just had to check herself. Then it's out for Eleanor Snowsill. Oh, little almost bit of miscommunication at the back there, but Natasha Brennan wants to get going. Claiming that high ball from Scarrett, who's taken so many so far. Scarrett calls to be first receiver there, but that ball's just gone straight out, and Scarrett just looks at the floor and yells at herself. It's one of, well, only a couple of mistakes I think Emily Scarrett's made all game.
Yeah, she's not going to be happy about that. She's had an excellent game, clinically top-notch, so she'll be disappointed with that one. But we're still in the Wales half, so it's not catastrophic.
Easy for you to say.
or not.
Karis Phillips then waits to get the ball in. 21-year-old. Plays her rugby at Neath Athletic, also at the Ospreys. Decent take in the line from Rachel Taylor. Gets the ball down. Snowsill punches it up with a run this time. But Wales may have lost that. No, Hunt is having to go digging for it. There's a penalty advantage coming to Wales. To England. I think it's just a knock-on. Thought it was the penalty, but
she maybe didn't see the Welsh girl lying across the ball, not enabling England to get the ball away from the ruck. Who knows?
I'm saying nothing. Natasha Hunt gets the ball in for England. It's with Sarah Hunter at the back. Out to the left-hand side. Good strong run from Kerry Large. Needs support, needs to get that ball back. Referee calling the Welsh back on side. It's there for Hunt. Oh, thinks about going herself, round the short side. Couldn't quite get there. Large is there to help clear it up. Now Hunt comes to the right-hand side. Maggie Alfonsi. Brought down by two Welsh shirts. They're trying to wrestle it off the floor. Hunt didn't have a lot of time there, but Burford's there. And then Brennan from the left to the right-hand side. Hunt, Large, Aitchison. All is there. Wales are very narrow, but England haven't got enough players wide to be able to use that narrowness, and so Burford decides, well, we'll just come straight through the middle. Good charge from her. That's the 22 that England have just managed to get over. Welsh player lying on the wrong side. That's got to be a penalty. Not rolling away.
Perhaps she saw that one.
Seems to still have forgotten there might be cards in her pocket. I mean, you do need the referees in these situations, joking aside, to be able to spot when the offences are coming and penalise the sides appropriately. And Wales are consistently slowing the ball down. And at the top level, you need those decisions to be spotted, and you need the team who are trying to play the rugby to be given the advantage. And you could argue that Jess Beard hasn't quite done that this evening.
England have managed the contact area in patches really well, but again, when you get outside 10-12 and you're a little bit isolated, those are the times when England really need to focus on getting the numbers there to the breakdown so they can deal with that.
Decent jump in the line-out from Joe McGilchrist. England crabbing their way down that left-hand side where the grass really churns up, but they won't mind that as long as they can keep momentum going towards the try line. Maggie Alfonsi has it tucked under her wing, and they're still driving towards the line. They get down on the floor and try is given. Alfonsi's the one on the deck. She comes up with it. The England forwards will be pleased that they've got a try for all of their hard work this evening as well. Alfonsi the scorer.
Yeah, that's a really good reflection on how well the pack have played today. They've driven the mauls excellently all through this game. They've picked off Welsh possession from line-outs and they've utilised that. And how appropriate for Maggie Alfonsi, MBE, to get the try at the end.
Does she always make you add the MBE?
Of course.
Saracens player, Maggie Alfonsi, 69th cap. Played in 2 Women's Rugby World Cups. Fought her way back from injury. It certainly took her a while and a lot of patience to do so. Does a lot of great work for the women's game. Not a lot not been said about England and Saracens flanker, and she'll be pleased to get on the score sheet. Emily Scarrett with the conversion attempt. Certainly got the legs, and it's got the accuracy. She'll be pleased with that, Scarrett.
That's a fantastic kick by Emily Scarrett, and she'll be pleased with that. Having just made that error earlier on, a couple of minutes before, I think she would have put the Demons to bed with that kick, so she'll be really pleased with that, and she's been kicking great all day.
So Wales to get restarted. Ball goes over to the right-hand side. Good little bit of harrying through the gaps from Brennan. Final change being made for Wales, but England penalised for holding on. Sian Moore wants to keep the tempo up. They've got an opportunity in England territory to start going for points, and with ball in hand. Snowsill gets the ball out. Oh, it was difficult for Wilkins, right on the floor, and England have really piled in to try and pile the pressure on her. Have they managed to rip that out? They have got possession. Tamara Taylor, ball's come out quickly. Vicky Fleetwood out to the right through Burford. Burford, oh, it was difficult for Merchant to take, and she just knocks it on. Good work in the turnover though. Tamara Taylor, one of the strong ones in there to win that one.
She's another one, Tamara Taylor, that you can easily not mention her, but she works so hard in the game. She does all the unsung things. She cleans up a lot of scrap around the breakdown, and she's very able to, you know, open it up, ball in space. So she's another one that's impressed me today, Tamara Taylor.
Sian Moore, 26 last Saturday. Would have loved a belated birthday present with a result here, but Wales are not going to get that. They've got more defending to do while England have ball in hand as well. Burford onto Scarrett. Scarrett really putting the afterburners on now as she goes into space. She's eventually brought down, but it's a good 30-40 metres from Scarrett. The Welsh trying to counter-ruck. Assistant over on the far side, I think, is communicating to the referee, but it's come back on the Welsh side. Moore. Ball's there for her once more. Snowsill. Sian Moore again. Wales looking like they're beginning to tire a little bit. Eleanor Snowsill. 9 and 10 doing their best to pull the strings. They need a bunch of forwards just to truck it up for them. Eventually get it in the shape of Rachel Taylor. Out to the right, Nia Davis. England try and shepherd her towards the touchline. Does well to stay in. Snowsill boots the ball downfield. It'll sit up nicely for Emily Scarrett. Scarrett to the right this time. Amber Reid. Reid wants to try and pin her inside centre, and she gets away. Kerry Large has got Burford on the outside. Burford cuts inside, but I think the pass has been judged to have gone forward. Into the last 5 minutes of the game, and perhaps at this stage of the game it's time to ask Amy about her choice for player of the match.
Well, there have been a few players that I've been impressed with today, one being Tamara Taylor. She's been very mobile around the park, worked well with Sarah Hunter, who's another player that's done well today in the breakdowns, making sure that England get clear ball. Rachel Burford, outstanding playing out wide. She's taking a lot of unclean ball and it's come out golden. Distribution's been excellent, but for me, the person that stuck out the most is Emily Scarrett. She's been tactically really aware. She's enabled England to be in parts of the pitch with her boot. She can also run great striking lines and distribute when needed. So she today has been the player for me that's make an outstanding contribution to the game.
Yes, Emily Scarrett has done really well. Burst onto the scene in 2008 with 12 tries in 12 games, and she's been compared to Brian O'Driscoll in terms of a men's game and a women's game, plays her rugby at Lichfield. She does tend to pick up Player of the Match awards when she's in form, and she certainly is, and I think a worthy winner of the title in this clash this evening. Wales with the ball then, Snowsill. Want to try and keep possession down that right-hand side. Robin Wilkins has been charged down, and now Rachel Burford has capitalised on the charge down. She gathers it, places the ball back, and England will have possession. Laura Keats goes to play scrum half. Large onto Aitchison. Aitchison still going. She'll need support. Oh, she tries to offload it. That was a little careless from Aitchison. England would have been there in support, but now Wales have it. Almost had numbers to be able to counter-attack from inside their own 22, but the ball is a little bit too slow. Snowsill, well, she is going to try and put it through the hands, but it's been knocked forward. But they'll go back. Is penalty advantage, and Wales will have a penalty right from underneath their own posts.
Yeah, Sasha Aitchison there, a little bit keen to keep the ball alive, and again it's about creating possession.
Wales decide to tap it and take it quickly. Sian Moore for Snowsill. Taken by Natasha Brennan, on to Scarrett. Little dance inside, places the ball back. Aware of the threat. Ball is bouncing around in there. Sarah Hunter gets her hands on it and carries on. Ball to the left from Natasha Hunt. Burford draws her player, and then it's on to Aitchison through Amber Reid. Back inside for Burford, who's always there on that supporting run. Natasha Hunt trying to get the ball there. Transgressing again from Wales.
Rachel Burford is everywhere. Stick a broom up her backside, she'll clean the pitch for you as well. She's done that so well today. Every breakdown, every phase of play, she's come along and she's cleaned it up, and she's made an opportunity out of something that perhaps wasn't there. She's done so well today, Rachel. She should go away from this game feeling really confident with her ability to put players in space.
Can we give 2 player of the matches?
Or just give her a broom.
Yeah, well, I certainly like that suggestion. Fantastic, Amy. So, 1 minute to go then on the clock. May have a few seconds left, less on, in fact, the stadium clock. Ball is in from England. Oh, it just bobbles around. Referee's going to get this one taken again. Tamara Taylor with the leap. Really clean take in the line out. Wales sacking that one. Didn't look like legally to me. It's at the back with Laura Keats. Wales getting themselves in there, pulling it down. Natasha Hunt has to go digging for it. Gets it out to the right. England would love to finish the game with a try. Burford, Scarrett, Natasha Brennan couldn't quite gather it. The ball makes its way to touch. It beats everybody, and it will be the last act of the game as well. Referee Jessica Beard blows the final whistle, and England are victorious in round 4 of the Six Nations. Final score at the Twickenham Stoop: England 35, Wales 3. Amy Turner.
Yeah, England will be happy with that. They're less pressure on them now going into their final game, and I think they would have put some demons to bed, because they played Ireland and it was a very tight game, and you could argue that England were lucky in stages to win that game, and they've proved to themselves and everyone here today that they're more than capable to play some exciting rugby, quick-tempoed rugby, and I think they'll take a lot from this game moving forward against Italy.
Just the 3 points on the board from Robin Wilkins for Wales. We had 2 first-half tries from Emily Scarrett to go with the 2 penalties that she scored. Then we had a try from Kay Wilson, 1 from Maggie Alfonsi, 2 conversions from Scarrett. Gives her a personal tally of 20 points from the game. She's Amy Turner's player of the match. And a total of 35 points on the board for the home side. And Gary Street will be pleased with what he sees in a World Cup year where he needs his big players to perform. There has to be a word on the referee, who perhaps could have allowed a cleaner game to take place, or maybe needed to have a bit more influence in the breakdown where Wales were a little all over the place. But that's a discussion for another day. Wales will be disappointed that they weren't able to make more of their opportunities in the first half, but England just kept their foot on their throats in the second, and Wales not really able to make much of it. Perhaps a frustrating 40-50 minutes for Katie McLean with the amount of pressure that she was under, but certainly Rachel Burford really standing out in the inside centre. Amber Reid supporting her well. And there was a try on debut for Natasha Brennan as well. So 6 tries in total. Oh, sorry, 5 tries in total. England into the huddle. Here's the try from Brennan. Little juggle. Tackle to get through from Fionn Bowen, but she was in the corner. And Gary Street will be pleased, Amy.
Yeah, again, it will all be about moving forwards, getting towards the World Cup, building, getting cohesion, making sure everyone's on the same wavelength and we're playing the type of rugby we want to play. So Gary would definitely be saying to the girls, you know, keep it going. Next game, up a notch. Take those good bits, make it happen again. Look at the bad bits, put them to bed, and move forward.
Well, you can see Graham Smith there, just having a word with the girls in the huddle. And Katie McLean just gathers them in. Coaches Graham and Gary Street, they do like the players to own the team, to run it themselves, to have the final word. They'll do the coaching, but they'll leave the playing and the style and the attitude down to the players. They'll be pleased with that result, but I think they'll know that there's a little bit more in them, and it'll please them that they managed to win a game by 32 points, with perhaps the ability to turn it up a notch or two. So thanks very much for watching the coverage so far on rfu.com/England Women Live. The players now going over to the far side to greet a real wall of fans who've gone down to appreciate the efforts of the side there. A real round of applause for them as they make their way over. And that's lovely to see. There's Hannah Gallagher just getting congratulations from friends and family, no doubt. Emily Scarrett over there as well, Rachel Burford, all the players being appreciated. And it's one of the great things about rugby union, you're never too far away from the players. And it's a side of the sport that we hope continues to stay there. We will have some post-match reaction for you coming in just a moment or two, once we can gather the coaches over for an interview. Amy, your final thoughts?
Yeah, good performance from England today. Encouraging to see them play like they know they can, and it's going to be interesting to see going into Italy whether, you know, they can build on this performance and take what they have forward and progress. You know, they'll be frustrated about the the Ireland game, and they'll be frustrated obviously against France. But yeah, this is encouraging from England, and obviously it helps. Such a great venue. Means a lot, this venue, to a lot of players out there. So I'm pretty sure they'll be very pleased, satisfied with the job they've done here today.
Well, thank you very much for your input and thoughts this evening. It's been great to have you alongside me. Wales will go on to play Scotland in the final round of the Women's Six Nations. England will play Italy, but it's a job well done at the Twickenham Stoop this evening. Final score of England 35, Wales 3. Do stay with us and we will have some reaction and interviews to follow in just a few moments' time. Well, Emily Scarrett, player of the match, you must be delighted with the result.
Yeah, really pleased. When you look at the scoreboard, I think at the beginning of the day we'd definitely have taken that, but I think, you know, looking back at some of the performance there, there's still a long way we can go, and I think looking at the scoreboard and perhaps thinking we could have done better, it puts us in a good place, really.
It certainly seemed like you wanted to get the ball wide, wanted to be able to express yourselves, but maybe securing clean ball was something that you needed to keep sure of.
Oh, massively. The Welsh are, you know, so good at the breakdown. And, you know, they're always going to cause us problems there. They don't want us to have clean ball because, obviously, you know, we want to play that wide run in rugby and they want to stop us from doing that. But, you know, when we got it out there wide a couple of times, you know, it proved effective. But, yeah, we've just got to tighten up around the breakdown a little and maybe punch in a bit more and then kind of go wide when it's perhaps a bit more on.
2 tries for yourself and another 10 points from the boot, so 20 points overall. Must be pleased with your personal contribution.
Yeah, I suppose so. Probably should have passed it to Kat on the wing. I was a little bit... She'd probably ding me about that next week.
You scored, it's
yeah,
all right.
I know. But yeah, no, it is always good to be on the scoreboard, but you know what, at 35-3, team performance is far more important than any points I've got on the board.
And finally, in the huddle, what were the words that were being said by Katie and the rest of them?
Enjoy this feeling. You know, the Six Nations is still on for us now. Obviously, it's a little out of our hands, and we have to hope, you know, Ireland do us a slight favour in France next week. But you know, it's still on for us. We need to go to Italy fully prepared, put as many points on as we can, get the win, etc. And then, you know, see where we're at after that. You know, if France obviously do a job against Ireland, then you know we're still fighting for that second position.
Well done tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Great. Got Gary here for you.
Great.
We're ready, we're going to go now, okay?
Gary Street, many congratulations. What was your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, you know, it's whilst difficult to play against, you know, it's quite negative, and they give so disciplined, they give so many penalties away. It's difficult to keep momentum. But I thought it was good that we did, and I think it's important that we put a good score on at the end. So well pleased.
Were you surprised to see so many Welsh shirts on throughout that second half? It seemed to us, perhaps in commentary, that maybe the referee could have made some decisions.
Yeah, we'll look at that in the morning, Nick. I just know it was a number of penalties were mounting up, and it's difficult to play against. But you know, we just had to stick at it, wanted to get the ball away and get into the wide open spaces and get people like Scarrett away. And I was really pleased with Tash Brennan on her first cap to get first touch for first score.
Yes, and in keeping a bit more consistency in this selection, this far from the World Cup, being able to get a result against a team that like to break things up must please you.
Yeah, definitely. We've got to play against all sorts of sides, and we had good prep last weekend, and Nod Evans has been really good motivation for us this week with some of our words. So we wanted to rack a bit of a score up, and I'm pleased we did.
Excellent. Well done, and good luck against Italy.
Thanks, Nick.
Convincing win for Gary Street's England side by 35 points to 3 against Wales. They will take this confidence into their next game in the Six Nations against Italy. Thanks very much for joining us here on rfu.com/England Women Live. We look forward to seeing you again very soon, but for now, from all of us, it's a very good night.